we can have a little look. So, yeah, I can go through this a little bit. So these are my games against WAM in the tournament. Now, I'll preface any of this by saying I am super damn happy to have beaten WAM 3-0. WAM in my head was absolutely one of the stronger opponents you can run into. 100%. 100%. Which, yeah, given the seeding of the tournament was kind of wacky. So, because of the Russian tournaments that have been going on, or the CIS, I suppose, more accurately, where only the players from the Eastern European regions can partake. The ATR, which is how we rank players, was a bit skew-whiff. So without any like discredit to any player, and without being mean, I ended up being a 3rd seed in my group, and then we had like Lucifron and WAM above myself, which I absolutely think they are above me in the ATR ranking and should be. But it made my group quite stacked. So if you compared it with Group A, the top 3 seeds were B, Anatand, and Recon, which, if you compare those to like Lucifron, WAM, and myself, it's pretty a pretty big difference with the top 3 seeds. You had other groups that had like Beastie Vortex Magic, which I think is also like pretty tough. And then what was the other group? It was like Marine Lord Puppypaw Lenok, which is also very tough. But there's one outlier there, which was Anatan. So I think the ATR system in general is a bit. It's more out of whack than it's ever been. I think it's been fairly reliable overall, but right now it's a little bit out of whack. I don't think you should ever have a system where you have region-locked tournaments apply points to the overall standings. I think that's kind of messed up. Alrighty, I'll do this in 2 times speed, because Malian Mirror, the start and how you start, it's always the same. Or when I say that, you're going to have somebody that's going to Donzo rush you, but if I got Donzo rush with this gold at the back, I'd be very happy about that. Both went for the exact same build here, 6 houses and whatever you. And going up against WAM, I've been a massive fan of javelin throwers and Donzos in general recently. They've just been so damn strong. I really feel that I did a tier list before the tournament started. I put like Mongol, Rus, and Malian as my top 3. And I still feel that they are my top 3 civs for sure. They're the S tier. Thank you, Nimlot. We can even speed this up a little bit more here, because when do we start making some decisions? So 4 on Manticore for him, 5 for me. Fairly negligible differences here. He goes for a mill on the berries. This is something that I have said to myself I'm never going to do with Malian. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. It might pay off early on, but it doesn't pay off eventually. So with that slightly faster age up, this is producing gold a bit quicker, but obviously I had one worker working for a bit longer. And so we both get upgrades here. I'm utilizing this gold immediately. Wheelbarrow and lumber. Now there's a few things that he does differently to me. He gets a very fast stable and goes for Warrior Scout, so he can harass me, which is obviously annoying. And with that kind of mobility, I can't move out onto the map with like 1 or 2 units to stop this, because he'll have scouts and they regenerate. So even if they take a bad fight for them, it's still not bad. But if we look at some things that I've invested in here, I've got horticulture and lumber. He's only just started his lumber here. So in terms of like resource value, if you will, he's also started his cow boom decently early here. Very decently early. and he will be able to have access to slightly more gold. But the pit mines, even though they are definitely bonus gold, this was 150 wood, 25, 25, 25. So you're talking about like quite a big investment that will take a good few minutes to pay off actually in the long run. So it's not the be all and end all. So I wasn't actually super stressed out about getting those up. Right now we're just building up a little bit of a Donzo army. Made a few archers as well, just for a little bit of extra damage. The reason I didn't go for javelin throwers straight away, really wanted to utilize my gold on getting cows nice and early. He's also doing the same here, as you can see. And he's got 5 scouts. So now I've got enough of an army that I feel I can move out. I wanted to make a wall to stop this from happening. Quickly cancel the wall and save the dudes. Nice little save there. Got a scout for my trouble. I think I eventually do lose maybe a worker here. But get a scout or two in return and we're dealing a little bit of damage. So there's a few things here that are a little bit back and forth. We've both gone for very different methods of how we're going to do this. We're both going to go for a cow boom. I'm going for a second mill here just to really kind of boost this up, because now I realize like if I wall this off, it means that attacking my gold is pretty insignificant. And this again, this investment here, it was what, 8 houses? So that's a good 200 wood. And then the wood for this, so you're talking 350 wood for this pit mine. So it takes a good like 3-ish minutes for this to actually pay off. Maybe like 4 minutes if you include the worker that comes along and has to build it all, which is losing 40 resources per minute. But then we're just killing some bits. So I didn't think this was too bad. I start getting my own pit mine here, because now we're ramming home the cow situation. So he's also got a good bunch of cows, just from 1 mill actually. It was quite nicely done by him. So now we're on about the same amount of cows. And here we're boosting along with our archery rangers, because we realise, okay, he's got a lot of javelin throwers. Best counter to javelin throwers is javelin throwers until you hit age 3 and then you got sofas and stuff, or even like regular scouts actually. So he goes for like a nice big wall over here, realising he's got a bit more map control than me, because he's got the scouts still. The horseman bonus, if you will. Now, one thing that's been happening this whole game, I suppose you could say, he did go for berries after his sheep, which I thought was interesting. He also goes for 7 cattle ranch. Now, I had a game on ladder. I don't know who it was against, but he taught me something very, very valuable. And I think it's that you shouldn't ever make your 7th ranch. For a few reasons. One reason, you can only fill it up 2/3. Meaning that the value is obviously less, right? Secondly, when you have the option to build cattle, which is literally like building yourself boars, you might as well do that. Because I really think that pays off in absolute dividends eventually. So at this point in time, like we're both macroing, both doing our thing. So I want to just take a snapshot here of when we're both kind of like just working along as normal. So we have 800 gold per minute, 300 wood per minute. So we have 700, 200. So we technically have about 100 more of each resource right now. Which, that may not sound like a lot, but that stacks up. Any kind of advantage you had with this pit mine here is economically being negated per second. We also have all the eco upgrades here that we can get. He has 2 of them. He's missing out on the gold one, which is, you know, he's got a lot on gold here. This would definitely be worth it. And at some point, he will save up enough for the Grand Falani. So this is where we can kind of poke a little bit. We've always been able to poke because we actually have like 40 battle units. He technically only has about 30. Now, he does keep on harassing us. It's annoying, but not the worst thing in the world. Now, we do eventually clear that stuff up. There's one thing that's very, very, very useful to note about javelin throwers. So they deal extra damage to ranged. So this 9 plus 4 damage to ranged. And then you have like 4 armor technically here. Even with the tech up advantage. So what do they have? We have 70 health, 4, 9 damage. Now these guys have, actually it goes up to plus 8 range. I didn't realize it was so high. definitely significant, but 10 extra health, and the damage basically doubles, actually. But with this amount of donzos that I have here, I didn't feel it was too bad. So, one thing I always feel, if you're cow booming, this landmark with this amount of cows will legitimately add something like, let's say, 360, 400 food per minute as soon as it's done. So, utilizing a lot of workers to build it, always worthwhile. Always worthwhile. Now, WAM is going for a nice third here. He's got his third pit mine, that is. Now, again, it takes a little bit of time to pay off. And we just hit our age up, and we're upgrading our dudes now. But I felt like the fight was still not too terrible for us. And here, at this point, I know that I've been managing my economy decently well. Like, we've been making the cows. And one thing that I was doing during this game, if you ever go back to watch the replay yourself, you can only make cows if all your cows are dead here. So if they're alive, you can't make the cows. But as soon as you kill them, and I was very purposefully killing my cows as I was aging up and stuff, so I had more carcasses to use, and then I could make more cows. So that's one thing that I kind of made sure that I always was doing here this game. I was always trying to kill my cows whenever I had like a little bit of time. And this is where I think my economy was starting to kick off. Now, obviously, I'm moving out to this gold here, so my gold is a little bit lower per minute. He's got a sofa back here, and he does have sofa, so he's got that mobility still. But as soon as this starts coming in here, and, you know, I have a very, very decent army. A few things that I want to note here. A lot of my javelin throwers in these fights, I would shift-click them with little groups here. So here, if I click on some of these javelin throwers, they'll be attacking very different sets of units and shift-clicking. So I really tried to make sure that I didn't overkill too hard. You can see here, I'm attacking like 4 or so different groups. My donzos are attacking the sofa. And I really, for the most part, tried to get my javelin throwers on different groups of these units. So the destruction value, it's a little bit in our favour here. Actually, it's about 1,000 in our favour. Which is obviously quite solid. Now, he has been getting relics, which he did hit the age up a lot faster than us. But when you point out little things like that, because these javelin throwers, they do... You're talking about dealing 20 damage or 12 damage to units that you hit. Now, granted, javelin throwers actually have quite a lot of range armor as well, which means that, you know, they definitely negate quite a bit of damage. But there's going to be a few things going on here. So I'm constantly... I don't have to move around my food villies at all. He's been moving them around for deer and stuff. It actually turns out that he's going for berries here. So he's playing this... I almost want to say like a French player on 1TC, in a way. So his Grand Filani's like doing what it can here. Getting him lots of food. But given that he keeps having to move these workers about, and now he's on berries as well, at some point, our food count is just going to be so much higher than his. So much. And again, I don't ever have to move around my food workers. Constantly making the cows whenever I can. The resources across the board, they look fairly close at the moment. But I think it's only a matter of time where my food is significantly higher. In fact, how many do we have in food? 13 versus him having 10 at the moment. Bit of harass going down, but I didn't really lose that many villagers to his harass. I've lost 2 in this game. Now he's switched to archers. So it turned into a little bit of a game of chicken here, in that if you switch to archers to take out the donzos, which I have, he doesn't really have any donzos, right? So I don't have to go to the archers. But these upgrades here are expensive. Like, that's 500 gold for poison arrows, which it is a decent upgrade for sure, but I think the javelin throws are just better right now, which is kind of interesting. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, let's get our stable mixed together, because he's when it came to the game of chicken, if we get sofa with upgrades, we're going to be in fine shape. Absolutely fine shape. And the way that he's been playing, going for the natural food resources, he can't really do that switch to cattle unless he takes them out of a cattle ranch. And he's running out of food on his side of the map. Like, he's got these deer in front, but that's kind of vulnerable. So when it actually comes down to, like, that food count, I'm going to be able to whip out a lot of sofa. More sofa than he can whip out, actually. And also, I've already got the counter to sofa. I've got, like, 40 Donzo here, 37 javelin throwers. And then we're producing, like, 5 sofa at a time, by the looks of it. And remember, I don't have that third pit mine, but it's also... Again, it takes a bit of time to pay off, so... Here we take a little bit of a fight. I'm still producing like 6 sofa at once. He's got a lot of archers. But these fights, when you see how much we have, and how long it takes these sofa to die on this front line, like this destruction value down here, you'll see that our number just keeps on growing pretty massively, comparatively. Like this is a massive victory for us. Our food, okay. Now you can really feel that the cow situation for us, 2.5k per minute, 1k gold per minute. He's got 1.3k, 1.3k. Now the wood again, I'm only using my wood on Donzos. So we've got enough to saturate that. The gold and food, we want to build sofa and javelin throwers, which again we need like a 2-to-1 ratio on both those units. So 80-40. And what is this? 120-60, so literally like a 2-to-1 ratio. And then I've got a bit of extra food for those Donzos, right? And then here, like, his sofa can't really do much. They can fight my, sofa. They can fight my javelin throwers, but my army mix, my army composition was just a lot healthier here. Like, a lot healthier. So yeah, this destruction value, and the fact that I never had to move around my food villages, because his food was completely depleted. Completely depleted. So if I have a quick check at some things this game, economy. So this food gap here was going to be, well, you can see the max food here. Like, we really hit our stride. The other resources are sort of close-ish. But it really felt like, is there a timeline for like military count here? I felt pretty in control, and like this is very much like... This is very telling of this game. Like, my unit comp at the end here was just much more solid, much more powerful, and his just waned. This also really showcases how strong our economy was at the end there. Because it was... I don't want to say it was all about hitting that timing, but it was very much about hitting our stride. So he kind of survived the early stages of the game, where he had a bit of control. And we got to a point where it was like, alrighty. Now, I'm the captain now. Any tips to someone who just picked up the game? Yeah, enjoy yourself. There's a lot to learn. Don't get too overwhelmed. You'll have a good time. This particular game, I think I did a few things a bit skew with. I had it in my mind that he's probably going to go for an early barracks, and I was like, you know what? I very often don't make a dock near the first fish, but I was like, because I think he's going to be aggressive, I'm going to make a dock near the first fish, basically. So that was in my head. I was also thinking, like, do I want to go for men-at-arms early on? Yeah, I think I will. So I had a few things in my mind, and here, you know, I get some sheep, I scout the first spearman, I'm like, alrighty, that means that this guy can only forage fish for a little bit of time here, until I have to run away. So we do that, and we get away, we get all the food that we can, we've got our barracks on the go, and I made a call here that I'm going to defend with men-at-arms and some villagers. which I thought it would go all right, but on hindsight, I didn't like what I did. I think he did the absolute correct play here of just chasing down villagers. While I wasn't losing them, having villagers not do anything is really sucky. So I'm microing, and we're doing an okay-ish job. But what I think I should have done here, instead of doing this kind of stuff, because I've got 3 fishing boats alive, he hasn't got a dock yet, I think what I should have done is just made a dock over here. I think this would have helped a lot of my issues. Because one of the issues is I'm pulling so many workers, which lowers my income. And having a dock over here doesn't mean I can't eventually put a dock over here, but you know what I mean? It was, so I feel that I learned quite a bit this game. Now, how many did I lose? 1 or 2? I think I lost 2, that was really bad. See, I think that's something that I could have done a lot different just early on. Because I don't feel, if I did that, that I would be that far behind. But here I'm just, I'm losing out resource-wise here massively. Absolutely massively. And again, these guys have, it takes them a long time to get 40 food. Now, I built that, it cost 150 wood. They dropped off 120 food. Now dropped off 66 food, so it technically paid for itself again. But you know, like, if I had it over here, me pulling some workers from my gold to shoot and then run back, he wouldn't be able to do what he's doing right now, which that'd actually be a really big deal. So I did kill his dock with a couple of men-at-arms, which was kind of fun. And we end up in a bit of a funny situation here, where he lost lots of spearmen, which was good. So that was one bit where I was like, okay. That was a, quote-unquote, a little bit of a throw by him. And I'm like, alrighty, let's keep tabs on what's going on. Get a demo ship out. We kill that Hulk ship straight away. And some big things for me here. It was like, alright, get a blacksmith up, get +1 immediately. It's so important in this matchup. Helps with the men-at-arms, helps with the galleys, helps with absolutely everything. So now we can be the aggressor. Again, just microing a little bit here. He uses a... So this was 1 galley for 2 galleys and a demo ship. So again, like, some of these trades went very well for us. And then we come over to his base to find out what exactly is going on. Because on a map like this, especially in these kind of situations, gold is key. So when we came over to his base and it's like, alright, where's your gold, mate? Okay, we've got it here. We know that you're not mining it anymore, but that's a lot of gold taken. Now, we've got a galley here stopping his income. We were kind of dealing with these men-at-arms as well. And again, my main goal here is to stop his gold income and to stop his income. Because here, there's like sheep carcass. He's got farms that he can't use because we're here. So we're stopping quite a lot of his eco. Now, in terms of, if I go to, how do I go back mode? Go back to this mode. Oh, that's kind of weird looking. I saw that there's a gold here and a gold here. Now, I don't see this building right now, but I've got another group of units on the map and, you know, he's got a Hulk and stuff. So if I do like what I was looking at here, sorting out the middle, sorting out over here. I was a little bit worried about knights, but again, we're just doing our thing, just dealing with what we can. And our goal here is just to make sure that he does not get his gold rolling or his income rolling. So we went for a real, like, suffocating play. And again, we look at the golds on the map that we've scouted. So we set up these galleys so they can't get blown up together, even though that's probably not going to happen. We see his burger. And again, we're just camping. Like, there's no real reason. There's no real reason for us to move those archers from where they are. They are actually dealing sufficient damage there just by being there. So if I go to caster mode, what's his... God, it's so weird when it does that. The income per minute here. And yeah, you can see him running away. I didn't actually see these villagers. I just saw the mine when I got there. This was interesting. Oh, it's following my vision still. Okay. But with revealed map. Oh, wait, is it following my vision? sort of is following my vision. How'd it go in the comp? It went good. I 3-0'd WAM, which I didn't expect to do. But I think I played really well against him. And then we come over here for this gold as well. And, like, he's strapped for cash at this point. Like, he's got nothing. You know. I think the... So I was really happy about how this game went overall. Like, it was messy, but we came online. And I think I could have dealt with it a lot better. Now, this game was very interesting. Even the befores, because this was not normal for so many reasons. Hello, Bob and Jup. Again, just to talk about vetoes. So you get 2 civilization vetoes for the whole best of 5 series, and our maps that were left was, what was it? It was Lipany, Phrygian Marshes, and Holy Island. Bourbon Jort with a gifted sub. Matey, thank you. Okay, my editing of my Streamlabs thing didn't come through. I need to... Ah, it did! It came through! Okay, I need to edit that a little bit. Thank you. That's great. All right. So there was 3 maps left: Phrygian, Lipany, and Holy Island. So I was like, okay, he's picking Lipany. He's obviously going to be playing Abbasid here. He's vetoed my Abbasid, and I was thinking to myself, I've got Phrygian Marshes left. Now, does he know? He does not know. He does not know yet. No. Given that we've got Phrygian Marshes... Oh! Do you guys like that new alert? Hey, I got the golden... Oh, now I've got golden Kappa train again. Thank you. Maybe I need to make it a tiny bit... Should I make it a bit quieter, or is it fine? Anyway, given that I had Phrygian Marshes left, I was like, okay, that's going to be my Mongol map. Because I was like, I could play Mongol on Lipany, and I think Mongol's pretty good against Abbasid in general. But I was like, you know what? I actually have faith in my hatchery against Abbasid. I do. Which is kind of nuts, but... Should be loud, I'm not going to lie. Really? It is loud for me. So I was like, okay. I'm going to be playing... Gonna try it. Gonna try my hatchery against Abbasid. Now... We got a perfect spawn for us. A perfect spawn. It's loud? Okay. I'll turn it down a slight smidge. Hold on. Because it is freaking loud, dude. It is loud. But I had to do it, man. I had to do it. And then when Marine Lord's going to see it, oh, he's going to love it, man. He is going to love it. Okay, let's do sound volume. Okay. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Okay. So, you're going to feel that... So, the clip is from Marine Lord watching, like, 5 villagers die to a 1 arrow shot from a fishing boat. So, getting up this Archon nice and early here in this position. Boom. Wood, dream, stone, dream. The dream. So he's going for a military wing here. And we're just kind of boosting all our villages, right? The idea behind how many villages you boost, you can boost like 8 at a time, basically, with your prelate. So as long as I'm aging up and I'm boosting 5 villages, that's perfect. So here, I had it in my head that as long as I'm making farms around my Archon and I've really boosted my wood line, I can have sick eco. That was what was in my head right now. I can have super sick eco. So we're actually putting down our TC at 440. Another golden Kappa train, man. We're freaking balling out of control, man. Guys and girls, get your gifts in. Get your Twitch primes in. Get your subs in. Get yourself a golden Kappa. We're getting boosted. Boosted. And we're boosting this with 15 workers, so we just make sure we don't lose anything. Did that die? I don't think it did, right? No. Bit of damage here. But now, we're ahead. We're ahead against Abbasid, like pretty hard as well. So one thing I've really kind of... I went against this for a while, where I was like, you know what? Oh! MG Hands! Thank you, thank you, thank you very, very much, mate. Thank you, thank you. Hey, how come the other... What? How come the other one came in here? I don't know how this works, man. I don't know how this works. MG Hands, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me, yeah, my Streamlabs is definitely, it's definitely going weird, man. It's definitely going weird. Thank you very much. MG Hands, you ledge, mate. So I didn't lose any villagers, but, you know, this is obviously a bit annoying. But if you get farms around here, now having 5 farms and we're getting the eco upgrades as well, felt pretty solid to me. We get a bit of a scout, which is obviously good, right? So I get to see that this is 3rd TC. But look at this villager count already, 39 to 32. And look at the eco here. MG Hands, mate, thank you for the tier 1 as well. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. So obviously he's got a lot of workers building this, so he's not actually got that on income. But look at this, 700 food, almost 600 wood, 200 gold per minute. That is insane. Insane. MG Hands, thank you, mate. Welcome. Welcome to never having ads ever again. And guys and girls, if you got a gifty from Hands, make sure to give him a big thank you. So yeah, here I felt like... eco-wise, you can definitely get a nice solid boost against Abba early on. And this is what I had in my head as well. I was like, we absolutely can utilize this. Because eco-wise, that's huge. Now, WAM actually did a good job of being like, alright, I'm just going to have a few units on the map. I'm going to be greedy. And he teched up real damn fast, didn't he? Like, this was very, very fast. So in this situation, he went fast to H3 without any units. I made a few here just to be safe. Maybe too many, actually. But now we can really ramp out units very nicely and quickly. Oh! I'm going to be haunted by that sound of Marine Lord. I don't even know how it happens. Thank you, matey. Thank you very much. So he's got knights. Eco-wise, remember, I've got all these farms, right? Like, this was a big investment early on. Like, 24 farms. But I don't have to move out for my food anymore. So this is huge. This is huge. So again, going through the resources here. 1k. Let's go with, like... 2.8k across the board. And he's got 2.2k-ish. And I'm going to be ahead in upgrades here as well, which is also a big deal. And we're grabbing 4 relics. So I felt that the way that we played this HRE game here was actually very solid. I felt this is absolutely a good way to play. Now his eco is boosted. He's boosted. I don't know what his production's like. Actually can't double click buildings, but while we're doing all of this, MG Hands with another gifty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, another one. MG Hands. The ledge of the day, lads. And then, given that I realised that this game is one of those where it's like, you know what? the big gold's here, big gold here, both right in the middle. No, like, one for either. And Vroom, we can put this on his gold on his side. Now, he does have this gold back here, obviously, but I was like, if we can start restricting him and really utilizing the fact that we can get good map control here, we're in good shape. And granted, like, I was on 3 sacred sites for a moment, which was kind of fun. But good upgrades across the board. We're using our archers just to focus down his crossbowmen. And I wanted to deal a little bit of eco damage. But I felt that this was all pretty fun for us, actually. Pretty fun. And again, just keep on bouncing from side to side. Bouncing from side to side, being annoying, being an ass, checking out his eco. Why is Marilon so funny, dude? Why is Marilon so funny? Oh, brutal, brutal boys. Goes in with a little bit of harass here. That's a beautiful Archon. Now that is that's a knight. Got a keep over here. Matin said, thank you for the 5 gifties, matey. Thank you very much. Started being a little bit careful here about what I want to do. So he's actually struggling for gold. Or when I say struggling, can't take this one. He's full on this one. He really wanted another gold, didn't he? Now, Spring Old Tower, beautiful thing to have on your side. Beautiful thing. We almost hit our sub-gold and we've not even been live for an hour. Fucking A, thank you, thank you. Here, this was just about keeping this tower alive. I was actually thinking, even though I like the relic over here in this keep, if you see a keep, you're probably not going to attack it anyway. So I think if I just kind of, and here as well, this was something I could do better. These relics here, I could definitely put them, like I got one in that tower there, which is good. Definitely put it in there, maybe have a tower, just so my food is super safe, eh? Because eventually also, like one thing I love to get when you hit H4, Tithe Barns, just so you're getting all those resources trickle in. So making sure that your food is safe along with 4 relics, that would be sick, eh? But we're both H4 here. Eco-wise, both looking solid. But I lose this relic eventually, which is definitely annoying. Kill some of his buildings. That's his last gold that's on his side gone. Do I prefer spring old emplacements? I mean, cannon emplacements are the best, but here, I got these towers when I was H3, so it's spring old time, basically. And again, just trying to starve him out this game and being very, very annoying, you know, so killing lots of workers. Like here already, we've killed 60 workers. And around my Archon? Around my Archon? I'm not entirely sure. I'd say cannon emplacements nearly every time for H3, just because they're cheaper for you as well than regular. Golden Kappa level 5. Thank you, lads and lasses. Oh, brutal boys. That is brutal. Okay. He definitely did a few raids here that just did way too much damage, but luckily I kind of had too many workers anyway. So I grabbed like quite a lot of my workers from elsewhere. I forgot what on. Was it on here? At some point, I'm like, I just throw a lot of workers. What damn? Yes, there we go. So it was like, okay, I don't need that many there. Just go and put them on farms, which was nice. It was very handy. Ringlord's too funny, man. He's too funny. TX Skeppy with a gifty. Thank you. But yeah, these 2 relics here could definitely be in towers, and put a keep here as well eventually. Jasper, thank you for the bits. Thank you very much. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. That's the gift alert. So the normal sub gift, or the normal subs, is still Demu Queen. But the gifted subs, it's that one. Although it keeps on alternating, it seems, so don't know what I did. Thank you guys and girls. But yeah, this game, obviously I did not review it that well. But We're definitely putting on a lot of pressure here, getting sacred sites again. And I've got very aggressive siege workshops. Oh! Why is it so silly, dude? Why is it so silly? Jasper, thank you again, matey. Frickin' A. And we start pushing. It's such a silly... dude, I killed 158 159? Oh my goodness. You guys, thank you very much. Fucking A. MG Hands, Jasper, thank you. We just want to see Marine Lord all day, crying. I'll show you in a second the moment that I got it from. Let's make Demu cry like Marine Lord. But yeah, so eventually, like, we wore him out. He had no gold left, no wood left either. And our eco is obviously flourishing and booming. But one thing I did this game, I had a constant siege workshops pumping things out. you plonkers, you legends. The sub counter it updates like every minute or so it takes a little moment for it to catch up with you guys. But frickin' A, thank you for the love. We're on 793 subs now. 793, you absolute legends. Thank you. And I understand it's all about the Marine Lord. It's all about the Marine Lord here. It is.